Guys, welcome to Manchester United. This is where I am today for the stadium tour. My tour starts in a few minutes. This is just a quick one. It's gonna be a brief one just to show you around before the start of the official tour. So right now I'm inside the museum and we're just about to start the stadium tour. So keep it here. It might not happen, but I'm gonna capture what I can. So we're now heading downstairs where the stadium tour will start from. Reflection.
Ja, det er 15-16.
This is the final announcement for all visitors with tickets for the 11 o'clock stadium tour. Please go down to level 1 inside using immediately as your tour is now departing. Thank you.
So we're heading downstairs, guys, because the tour is just about to start. So guys, we're waiting to be ushered in.
Meeting Newcastle เหรอจะเป็นขับที่ก็ให้ที่ฟอส
So the next
จ้อง
เป็นที่ค่ะว่าเขาได้เท่าไหร่เล่นชนะเสมอแพ้โทษลูกที่ยิงได้แล้วที่ชนะเนี่ยแล้วเอา98 99มาเป็นทีมลูกถึงพันยิ่งใหญ่ของใน
Okay, well, guys.
เขาขออย่างเดียวเวลาที่ทัวร์นะคะ คือไปกับคนภาพและเขาเป็นแฟชั่นแนลมากเขาจะมีเวลาให้เราได้ถ่ายรูปถ้ามีคำถามถามได้นะคะ
Kesha. It's alright, mate. I'm here visiting the Old Trafford, home of Manchester United. Sorry guys. Very nice. Have you guys seen the new stadium that's being designed? It's gonna be out of this world. No, Akesha, I'm not at work. I'm visiting the Old Trafford. Yeah, Manchester United. How's your Saturday? Hope you're fine, guys.
No. Okay, is everybody on the 11:10? 11:10, just gather in here for us, please. Okay, a very good morning to everybody and welcome to Manchester United Football Club. For me personally, the biggest club in the world. And if there's a club bigger than this, I've never heard of them. My name's Tom and this is Phil. We'll be responsible for your tour today once we go into the ground. It's important that once we go into the ground, I will be at the front of the tour and Phil will be at the back. And as long as you're in the middle, everybody's happy. Once we go into the stadium, there is no fire alarm testing today. But if the fire alarm does go off, please follow Phil or myself and we'll take you to the safest point outside the stadium. Whilst you're on the tour, we fully understand that people may need the bathroom facilities, and that's not a problem. But please do not just wander into any toilets that you see, because a number have been sanitised ready for tomorrow's game. If you need the bathroom facilities, let Phil and myself know, because if you go in and don't tell us, we'll move on, you'll come out and you will be lost. Whilst you're on the tour, carry out as much photography and video as you like, as long as it's of your own family for safeguarding reasons. Whilst we're on the tour, if anybody's got any questions, please put the easy ones to me and the difficult ones to Phil, and we'll sort any questions that you may have today. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through that door where Marie is. She's going to check your tickets to make sure that everybody's on the 11:10. Also, whilst you're on the tour, if you could put your mobiles on silent, then it won't spoil anybody else's tour. And please do not video or take pictures of me and Phil. That's great. Are we ready?
Yes.
So that's about 4 of you that's ready. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Let's ready this way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Here it comes.
11:10, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
11:10, guys.
Right, so what? 19 See you later, Roger.
Heading to the stadium now. Oh, look at these guys. Are you ready?
Straight down 14. This one here. 14, yeah. Straight down right to the end. Use every single seat for me, please. Thank you. This one, 14, yeah. Cheers, thank you. Use every single seat on the row and move far as down as you can. Thank you. Use every single seat on the row for me, please.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Use every single seat and then we get everybody in. Row 14. 14. Row 14. Row 14. Okay. That's use row 15. Straight down to the end of row 15. Use every single seat. Please. Row 15. Yeah. Use every single seat for me, please. Moving down on row 15 for me, please. Thank you. Row 15. Cheers, thank you. Thank you. Row 15. Cheers, thank you. Row 15 is full. You can use row 16. You can use row 16. Cheers, thank you. Right down to the end of row 16 for me, please. Row 16, straight down. Okay, so a very warm welcome to Manchester United Football Club. My name's Tom and that's Phil, and as I said earlier, we'll be responsible for your tour. Now, the first question. Who amongst us is not a Manchester United fan? Who's brave enough to answer? That's more like it, yeah. You know, so we're all Manchester United supporters.
Yes.
That's great, that's great. It doesn't matter if you're not a Manchester United supporter, you're still very welcome to this club. So if you don't follow Manchester United, it's fine by me. Everybody's welcome, because if everybody followed Manchester United, it would be boring. Okay. Now, has anybody been to a game here?
No.
No, right, that's very unusual. Now, what it is for those people that haven't been to a game here, the 4 stands here at Manchester United are the 4 points of the compass. North, south, east, west. And that is for emergency services if anything occurs here on match day, because these stands in the past have had different names. This has always been known as the North Stand, but renamed in 2011 after our greatest manager, Sir Alex Ferguson. You won't appreciate how big this stand is. It is 3 tiers. If you include the corner safe standing and the safe standing at that end, in this one stand alone, 32,000 people. That tells me we can put Bournemouth, Luton Town and Manchester City in here and still have spare seats. That's how big this stand is. Now, So most of the tour today will be spent across in this South Stand, the Sir Bobby Charlton stand. We will visit the dugouts, the players' dressing room, the old tunnel, so most of our tour today will be across there. Now, has everybody heard of Sir Bobby Charlton? Sir Bobby Charlton is possibly England's greatest ever player. He's certainly up there as one of Manchester United's greatest ever player. He played for this club 758 times, scoring 249 goals. He was also an England international, played for England 106 times, scoring 49 goals. For me personally, possibly England's greatest ever player. But what makes Bobby Charlton stand out, he is one of only 9 players to have won the World Cup, the Ballon d'Or and the Champions League. The last player to do that was Lionel Messi. On that list there is 1 Italian, 1 Frenchman, 2 Germans, 1 Argentinian and 3 Brazilians, and as we go round I'll tell you who those players are. Now, to my right and to your left, to me personally, it's known today as the East Stand. That's where Manchester United's offices are, that's where the mega store is. But for me and Phil, that has always been known as the scoreboard. Where the 3 stripes of the Adidas is, there was a brick-built scoreboard there, and on the front of the scoreboard they had the letters of the alphabet, A, B, C and so on. On the back of your programme, but please remember, every game kicked off at 3 o'clock, so if the letter A was Leeds against Chelsea, he would hang the half-time score on the letter A, so you could see what the half-time scores all around the country. Been replaced now by electronic scoreboards. We have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Manchester United and Liverpool are the only 2 clubs that do not have the replay screens to hide the seats the other teams cannot sell. So we do not have the big replay screens here. Neither does Liverpool, because if we had a screen, we'd have to take 1,000 seats out. We wouldn't want to do that. Not only that, if you come here to Manchester United, it's much better to watch the football than it is the screen. I know at this moment in time, watching Manchester United's like going for a meal, we just don't know what's on the menu. Okay, to my left and to your right, the Stretford end. Been known as the Stretford end since this ground opened on the 19th of February 1910. The reason it's called the Stretford end is because 1 mile that way there's a borough of Trafford called Stretford. Now on the tour, some of my colleagues also class it as the education stand. So tomorrow when we play the Noisy Neighbours, that will be the most noisiest part of this ground tomorrow. If you were to take your youngsters in there, they will learn songs and words that they may not be familiar with. So normally the journey in the car going home is, Dad, what was that song and those words they were singing in there today? My immediate answer would be, ask your mum. Okay? Right, gather all your belongings and follow Phil down the stairs. Please be careful on the stairs.
Non so che va fatta. Vedere come
Come on, Tom. Yeah, go get that with Okay, so because not many of you have been to a game here at Manchester United, what happens here on match days is all our supporters, home supporters, are sent their tickets to their mobile phone. It will have a QR code on it. The QR code, you will come to the turnstile number 21 and 22 of a number of the turnstiles around the ground. Once you present your QR code, the turnstile will move forward and allow you into the ground. Once you come into the ground, it will send an electronic signal to the control room so we know how many people are in each stand at any given time in case late running supporters trying to get in before kick-off. Once you come in here, you can visit one of 75 of our health bars. Everything that they eat there, they tell you not to eat. Hamburgers, fries, crisps, chocolate, everything they say we mustn't eat. You can get as much as you like there at the kiosk. You can also have a bet on the game, which means you can bet on anything you like. First corner, first goal scorer, first booking, you can bet yourself to death at that counter over there. Also, you can get yourself an official match day programme. Whoever we're playing, like tomorrow we're playing Manchester City, you can get yourself an official match day programme. But what you cannot do, you cannot get yourself a pint of beer or a glass of wine and take it in view of the pitch. It's a criminal offence to do that. In Scotland, you can have no alcohol in the ground, and that's why me and Phil do not follow Scottish football. You can't get a pint in the ground. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to move down this. Oh, just before we go, NX05 and NX06, they are exit gates. Depending on who we're playing and depending on the safety officer, he will drop them magnets on them the gates 12, 15 minutes before the end of the game, which will allow people to leave. But last year, we were 4-0 down to Liverpool just after half time. I would have left myself if I hadn't had my yellow jacket on. Okay? So now what we're going to do, we're going to go down this stand, and then down as we go down, you'll see a picture of Sir Alex Ferguson. It's not a painting, and it's not a drawing. Follow me this way.
Welcome to the Theatre of Dreams, guys.
You're not video me, are you? Don't video me. But
All right, mate.
yeah, don't video me.
All right.
Okay, if you're lucky enough to get tickets to come to watch Manchester United and you come into this North stand, the Sir Alex Ferguson stand, it's 3 tiers. No matter which tier you go on, you will see these. These were commissioned to celebrate 25 years of Sir Alex Ferguson, the red thread woven into the very fabrics of this club's success. It's made from pins and cotton. Manchester in days gone by was big on cotton. So if you go on any of the stands, you will see these as a tribute to Sir Alex Ferguson. Now, a question. Sir Alex Ferguson is the most successful manager ever. How many trophies has he won in his management career?
35.
35, good shout. In his management career, he's won 49 trophies. He won the First Division title with St Mirren in Scotland, 3 titles with Aberdeen, 4 Scottish Cups, and so on. But because we're on the Manchester United tour, for Manchester United, Sir Alex Ferguson has won 38 trophies. When you think that this club, since it was formed in 1878, has only won 70 trophies, he is responsible for over 50% of those trophies. Now, if we've got any secret Arsenal supporters with us, That's what the European Cup looks like. If we've got any Tottenham Hotspur supporters, that's what trophies look like. For Manchester United, Sir Alex Ferguson won 30 Premiership titles, 2 European Cups, 5 FA Cups, 4 League Cups, 10 Charity Shields, and so on. But in 1999, he certainly made my dream possible. Sir Alex Ferguson won the treble. Never been done before by any other club. On this stand, there is a banner. Sir Alex made the impossible dream possible. He won the treble. We stopped Liverpool from winning the treble in 1977 when we won the FA Cup. But Sir Alex Ferguson's treble, we beat Tottenham Hotspur here. We beat Bayern Munich in the Barcelona, and we beat Newcastle in the cup final. That was the treble in 1999. No other club had ever done it. Now, somebody's told me that somebody else may have won the treble, but it's time for us to move on. This way. As you go through here, you'll see some of the greatest goals scored at this end of the field.
So the stadium tour continues, guys.
That was the old scoreboard in days gone by. These are great goals scored at this end of the field, Ryan Giggs. That was the old scoreboard. And there's where Paul Scholes, Wayne Rooney against the Noisy Neighbours, and Robin Van Persie winning the 20th title. Where have you travelled from? You're from Poland.
Derby.
Derby?
Yeah.
Welcome to the East of Poland. Do you have a favourite player? Where have you travelled from? Welcome to the biggest club in the world. If there's one bigger than this, I've never heard of them. I'm already thinking about waking up tomorrow morning to be back here. Oh yes, I'll be here. You can change your clothes, but not your club. Okay, so when we move to the next area, the further round you go, the better pictures you'll get. So you'll get some great pictures from here. Now, when I said in the last concourse area, you cannot bring beer and wine into the stadium, there is one game played here per year where you can take your beer and wine in view of the pitch. It's the Rugby League Challenge Cup final that is played here, was played here last year on the 12th of October. The reason they allow the rugby supporters to take their beer and wine is because they say they are better behaved. I don't think so. This way. Further round you go, the better pictures, but don't go past the end seat. Okay, the further round, the better pictures, but don't go past the end seat.
เดี๋ยวเขามาให้ดูตรงนี้เดี๋ยวเขาลงไปพูดมาเดี๋ยวค่ะไม่ได้หมายถึงกัน
Yeah. It's all right.
I'm gonna get this one too. Oh, you did one though? Yeah.
Sorry, mate. You want to hold this for me?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
ยากแมนเชสเตอร์เป็นยากจริงแต่ถ้า
Thank you, mate.
Yes.
So, inside the Theatre of Dreams,
Okay.
Old
So for
Trafford.
those people that don't know, the capacity here at Manchester United has always been 76,000. But due because Manchester United, like many other clubs, like to help people who are not as well off as ourselves, the capacity has been reduced to 74,200. This is one of those areas you are stood on. It was extended round to the small fence and extended right round to the back of the goal. There is two areas in the Trafford end on the left and the right, and there's an area up there which is used for the away supporters. This is used by our wheelchair users and carers. It's important that they are given every opportunity to come to this club to take in the atmosphere that we take for granted. Now, these seats here, Manchester United has a number of supporters who are partially sighted. That should not stop them from coming to this ground to take in the atmosphere. When they arrive at the ground, they will be given a headset, and they will be given 90 minutes commentary of the game being played out there. As I said, it's important to Manchester United and other Premier League clubs. We help those people who are not as well off as ourselves. Now, behind you, the safe standing area, that is used by the away supporters. Any given game here at Manchester United, you will find away supporters in that section. It doesn't matter if you are a big club like Arsenal or a small club like Manchester City, you will only be given 3,100 tickets. On European nights, you are given 3,800 to 4,000 tickets. But last year, we played a team called Bodo Glimt. We gave them 6,500 tickets. In all my years of stewarding at Manchester United, I have never come across a set of courteous, polite, helpful supporters who even cleared their rubbish after the game. All credit to Bodo Glimt. Last year in the FA Cup, we played Liverpool Football Club here. We gave Liverpool 9,200 tickets. They had the whole of this section to the last stripe on the Adidas and the whole of the top section. In all my years of stewarding at Manchester United, it was the best atmosphere I have taken in since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. But I may also be saying that because we won 4-3. That's the control room. The control room monitors everything that goes on in this stadium. They will be monitoring us today on the tour. It's important, if we have a medical emergency, that we can get the doctors, the nurses and the paramedics to that individual as soon as possible. Also, as tomorrow, we will have our supporters and the away supporters who will get hot under the collar. It's important we can get the stewards, the police and the snatch squad to any area where there may be a little bit of trouble developing. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go under the Sir Bobby Charlton stand to the oldest part of this ground. So when you've got your pictures, follow me this way.
Ahí sí puedes rezar que vamos a ir al museo. Al museo ahí está el café y en el café tiene que haber más. Claro, toilets hay. No pueden usar el...
But every game here at Manchester United is a sellout. Every game. I do believe across the city it is buy one, get one free. That's what I'm led to believe. This way.
You liking it? Yes. Good.
Ja miałem uspokojć już nie właśnie nie Oh, which was 2 years.
Do you want to?
I went back once. I really did that. That's why I've been there on occasions. I like the place. Okay, the reason why I've stopped here is because we're going to go through a narrow corridor here. As we go through the narrow corridor, on the right-hand side, you will see the original tunnel. When this ground opened on the 19th of February 1910, that is the original tunnel. During the Second World War, this ground was hit by a stray bomb and we had to play at Main Road, Manchester till 1949. But when they were reconstructing this stand, they noticed that the tunnel was unscathed. So when they rebuilt the stadium, the tunnel was still intact and everything else is built around that tunnel. Now, also historic to Manchester United, that tunnel has seen some of the world's greatest players go down there. For me personally, the greatest Portuguese player ever, a lad called Eusebio, has been down that tunnel. Diego Maradona went down that tunnel in 1984 for Barcelona. Our old Lord Charlton Best, the Busby Babes, had been down that tunnel, and many, many other world great players. But for me personally, in 1998, when Pele opened our museum, he had never been down that tunnel as a professional footballer. So he asked the club, could he walk down the tunnel? On the left-hand side, you would see a checkered history of Sir Bobby Charlton. Sir Bobby Charlton signed for this club as a 15-year-old schoolboy, making his debut against Charlton Athletic and scoring 2 goals against Charlton Athletic. Unfortunately, we lost Sir Bobby Charlton, but he served this club as a player, an ambassador and a director for over 60 years. So Bobby Charlton will never be forgotten at this club. Now, when he came here today, did everybody see the Trinity statue? Yeah. That Trinity statue was put up in 2008 to celebrate 40 years since Manchester United won the European Cup. But also, those 3 players are unique. Dennis Law was a Ballon d'Or winner in '64. Bobby Charlton was a Ballon d'Or winner in '66, and George Best was a Ballon d'Or winner in '68. Manchester United is unique that we're the only club who had 3 players playing in the same team at the same time who were Ballon d'Or winners. Then the first picture, when you go through, you'll see a black and white picture. It's a sad picture really, and there's a word across that says Busby Babes. So Matt Busby was building a young team, average age 21. In 1956-57, Manchester United had won the First Division title, which allowed us to play in Europe. We played in Europe against a team called Red Star Belgrade. On the return journey to Manchester, we pulled in Munich in Germany to refuel the plane. On the 3rd attempt to the runway, the plane crashed. There was 44 people on that plane. 23 people lost their lives. 8 Manchester United players. Average age, 21. 4 minutes past 3, 6th of February, 1958, will never be forgotten at this club. Okay, you'll see them as we go through. Good timing, that son. Good timing. Let's be doing practice, wouldn't you? Yeah, what's his name? Brian and Ian Toffler to do this year for 7.
Hope you guys are enjoying the tour this far.
I don't know what they'll do if we do move to a new stadium. Don't know. It's going to be 5 years anyway, isn't it?
I know, but
The rest of the people have grown up here. They've grown up here and had nothing else with this stadium.
not for the knowledge, yes.
They won't be launching, they'll play here while they build it out. And once the new one's built, I've seen the plans and the housing and the coffee shops, and it looks really, really impressive.
Whereabouts? Like
Just at the back, they own everything at the back here.
Okay,
The
okay.
thing is there's a big freight terminal at the back, so that's the,
Where the buses and stuff put up?
no, right at the back, end three.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go up some stairs and down some stairs. We're going to go into the players' dressing room. It's important you keep the door open for the person behind you because it will automatically lock for security reasons. This way.
Thank you.
Just come across into the corridor. That's the key.
That's all right, yes.
Yes, thanks, Richard. Okay, straight.
All right. Yeah. This is the changing room for the home team, guys.
Hãy phúc rồi,ถ้าเดี๋ยวคนจะเข้าเยอะเป็นแผนไทยไม่ใช่ด้วย ค่ะมีใคร
Okay, if you want to lift the shirts off and take a picture, just lift it off. Don't take it off the hanger. We'll roll the hanger back like that. If you want to take a picture of any of the shirts, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. That's fine. Yeah. I'm going to fly that.
ได้ค่ะเขาบอกมันได้ได้ค่ะ
แสงครับนาย
ตัวนี้เป็นค่ะเพราะว่าเขาจะเล่าต่อ
อะไรอ่ะถ่ายแล้วครับ
Still in the changing room, guys. People enjoying some photos with their favorite jerseys. Then we proceed to the next one.
ของใครทุกอย่างเลยมากเดี๋ยวพ่ออาสาของใครซึ่งอยู่ในเนี่ยเขาทำทุกวันแล้วเราก็มีเวลาให้เราเอาเลย
No, you need to change it. Okay.
เข้าห้องน้ำแทน
Are these the kids for tomorrow?
Guys, that's, yeah, so healthy for guys.
เราก็เป็นเห็นว่าเราเป็นนักแข่งของแข่งใครเป็นผู้ก็จะให้แล้วก็ไปสนามแล้วก็คือ
Are you enjoying the tour this far? Keep liking the live stream.
เอ็กซ์ก็จะไม่ได้ไป
Okay, if you want to take a seat, I'll tell you a little bit about the dressing rooms. Okay. You want to grab a seat? That's great. So when me and Phil carry the tours out at Manchester United, we always get asked the same question. Is this the real dressing room? Yes. What do we think? This is the real dressing room. This is where Manchester United will get changed tomorrow against Manchester City. This is where our women get changed for the 3 games that they'll play here at Old Trafford. This is where our academy team gets changed as well. It's important, I point out to you at the back, that these are women's shirts. It's important that we give the women the credit that they deserve. They do represent Manchester United Football Club, and on the tours we get a lot of people who follow the women's team. So it's only right and proper that we have the women's shirt on in the dressing room. Now, this dressing room has not always been like this. Here, in the middle, the boot room. This was Manchester United, and this was the away team. But due to COVID and the introduction of 9 substitutes, the away team dressing room is now on the other side of the tunnel. It's not as luxurious as this, but it has to be of an international standard, because we do play international games here. So, this dressing room, under Sir Alex Ferguson, when the class of 92 would come in, it was friendships developing, so they would sit wherever they wanted. Bearing in mind, this was the boot room here. But we did know for a fact where you're sat, that's where Cristiano Ronaldo would sit. And we know that because where you're sat, it was a full-length mirror. And if you read Rio Ferdinand's autobiography, it tells you that in there. Okay, so I can't tell you how Regan sets this dressing room up, but I can tell you how Eric Ten Hag sets it up. Our players would arrive here 4 hours before kick-off. In here, there would be chairs and treatment tables. He would lift this. Behind that is a 95-inch interactive television, and he'd go through the tactics of the team that we were playing. Once he'd gone through that, where in here, he used to set up with the goalkeeper, Onana, the midfielders, the defenders, and the attackers. Down that end of the room were the substitutes. Where the little red devils are, the names of the players would appear above there. Now, where you're sat, tomorrow there will be 2 kits on them seats. There will be the training kit and there will be the match day kit. They will go out onto the field to play and warm up. Once they've warmed up, they will need to be back in here 15 minutes before kick-off. They will get changed into their match day kit. Once they're changed into their match day kit, just the other side of this wall is the referee's room. 8 minutes before kick-off, there will be a bell sounding here and the away dressing room telling the players they need to be ready to go down the tunnel. A further minute later, 7 minutes, the second bell would sound in here and it would say that Bruno Fernandes would need to lead our team down the tunnel. And that's what we're going to do in a moment's time. But I always like to ask the question, because in life they say you learn something new every day. Our goalkeeper, Onana, why does he wear number 24? No. The reason he wears 24, and he wore it from Milan, because his birthday is on the 2nd of April. 2, 4. That's why he wears it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make our way into the tunnel. But before I do that, I'm going to tell you 6 facts about Cristiano Ronaldo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, into the tunnel. Okay, you can't go beyond the 4 straight down.
Right.
Alright, that's alright. No, go straight down that way.
Oh, straight down. Thank you.
Yeah, straight down. Yeah, okay. You can balance it. Yeah, don't go past the red barrier, obviously. Don't go past the red barrier.
Yeah, that's a beautiful dream. Hi mate, sorry mate, excuse me. Hold it for me. Sorry. Cheers.
You know, it's to go to the pitch for 2 minutes.
Okay, so when we stop at the tunnel, this is what they class as the new tunnel. It's not so much a new tunnel because we've been here since 1993. One of the reasons we moved to this tunnel, for those people that don't know, in England there was 2 stadium disasters. There was the Bradford fire and there was Hillsborough, where people lost their lives. The government produced a report called the Taylor Report, and it was quite clear from that report that if emergency vehicles could have gone onto the playing surface at Bradford and Hillsborough, they could have saved people's lives. So Manchester United moved here. And the 2 big doors at the back, they open fully. Where I'm stood here, where the strip light is, there is 99 supporters sitting in those seats. If we had to use this tunnel as an emergency to get the fire, the police, the ambulance or the bomb disposal down this tunnel, we would drop the red canopy onto the playing surface. The stewards would move these 99 people and this stand would elevate 8 metres into the air, which means we could get fire, police, ambulance and bomb disposal onto the playing surface. Hence when I said the stands are the 4 points of the compass. Now Manchester United has never had to use it in an emergency and we never do want to use it in an emergency. It's tested on a monthly basis. But for those people who follow pop music, we have had the Rolling Stones here, Simply Red, Bruce Springsteen and Billy Joel play here. And we've got all their stage equipment down onto the playing surface. Now, if you look at all the footage in this tunnel, Manchester United always lined up on this side, always. The losers lined up on that side. So tomorrow, the losers, Manchester City, will line up here, and Manchester United, led by Bruno Fernandes, will line up. Now, just before we go to the next part, does anybody know the music that Manchester United goes out to here on match days? No, it's a Manchester band called the Stone Roses. This is the one. So we're going to go back down the tunnel on the outside, but this is what Manchester United will be going out to tomorrow.
Absolutely not. Yes, you are. Yes, I'm just really with it. We're all
Bye bye. Hotel. Thank you. Meridian Manchester United fan. Nice song.
Kaya kasama sa mga.
This used to be small dugout where the managers would step in and it would be a bus shelter over the top. When Sir Alex Ferguson came round about that
ผม
time,
มีวิธีพอ3 ชั่วโมง
the raised so Sir Alex Ferguson could see the players on the far side of the field to make sure they were doing the work that he wanted. Now, this side here, this is where Manchester United won 13 Premiership titles. That side, no Premiership titles. When Eric Ten Hag arrived, he wanted to switch it. So he thought it was just a case of moving the sign home and away. But it was more than that. Because under Sir Alex Ferguson, all these seats were heated. And those wasn't. So the electricians had to come in and switch the seats. Now they're heated and they're not. We'll take any advantage. Also, the other reason he did, if you look at the technical area, he straddled both sides of the halfway line, the Manchester United manager. Whereas for Pepperoni tomorrow, he will not be able to see the halfway line. So that's what will happen. And the last reason he gave was switching, if he wanted the switches to warm up to the stretch of them, to what point to part of this ground. So it gives him an added incentive for a change to change the game. Just up there, that's the television gantry. That's where Gary Neville and Carragher will be tomorrow. Tomorrow down the slide it down to tomorrow's game. Like match day, all those staffers will be operational. Just up there where the grey boxes are, that's where Roy Keane, TNT and Sky will do their commentary tomorrow. And that's what happens. So here, just in front of this tunnel here, the old tunnel, this is a time capsule. This is 100 years of Manchester United's history. This ground is 115 years old. In this is loads of memorabilia for this great club. The first programme of the first ever game played at this stadium on the 19th of February 1910 was against Liverpool Football Club. Those were the first players to run onto that field. On that day, Manchester United scored 3. Liverpool scored 4. Well, there was no VAR in them days. Okay, so we lost the first ever game here. Close to mine and Phil's heart is also the programming here just after the Munich air disaster. We played Sheffield Wednesday in an FA Cup tie. Sheffield Wednesday named their team, and Manchester United, in respect to the players, all the names were left blank. That programme is also in here, with loads more memorabilia about this great history of this club. I won't be here when they open it, but when they do open it, I'll certainly be of interest to the next generation. Above Sir Alex Ferguson's stand, it's not very windy today, but you can make out those are international flags. If you are an international player and you play for your country, you can fly your country's flag on top of the Sir Alex Ferguson stand. So all the flags represent players that play for Manchester United. Just at the back, here on the right hand side, the players will be back for Manchester United direction, and on the left hand side, that will be the Man City direction. Manchester United has 4 seats, but Sir Alex Ferguson has 8. Does anyone know why Sir Alex has 8? Because no one will accept him on that floor.
So the guy here is setting up a speedo camera in readiness for tomorrow's game.
Now, I can't let you go without just telling you a little bit about this pitch. This pitch is a credit to our ground staff. This pitch will look the same now as it does at the end of the season. It's classed as a Grassmaster pitch. 97% and 3% nylon fibre. It's a Dutch carpet company called Desso. At the end of the season, they remove the top inch or so and it's laid on sand and they sow it with grass seed. The seed grows down and hooks itself onto the nylon fibres. That's why the pitch never hooks up. That's why it looks so well. Now, we don't usually get a lot of sun in Manchester, so during the winter months they'll put the big halogen lights on, which will help the grass to grow. Below the surface, there is miles and miles and miles of pipe work that water the pitch. Also, there'll never be a game called off here in the winter months because they'll pump hot water through those pipes to make sure the game goes ahead. Also, if you come on a tour and during the week, you will smell a very strong smell of garlic. The pitch is sprayed with a liquid garlic, also sprayed with seaweed and liquid fertilizer. The garlic kills the insects that eats the roots of the seed. But the pitch is immaculate. Now, when you think the pitch costs $1 million, and what we paid for some of our players, I wonder which is the better deal. Okay? What we're going to do is we're going to move upstairs and we're going to the restroom. Don't sit up there, no matter how much money you've got, you cannot sit in them. They have to be invitation only. On the right hand side, you've had Tyson Fury, Rory McIlroy, Julia Roberts. But because you've been such a good group and we have to wait to get into the press room, you can't sit in those seats. Now, the last thing before we move up there, if you look round the stadium, can you see little silver discs on the back of the seat? What that's telling you is if you had been a season ticket holder at Manchester United for 25 years, you can have your name on the back of your seat. Okay? So get your last pictures, then follow me to those nice purple seats. Okay, yeah, come along, get your seat, get your seats. Nice view. Where have you come from? Who's the greatest player out of Northern Ireland? George Best, exactly right. And I was lucky enough to see him. Not bothering what he did off the field, on the field he was a genius. Genius. Yeah, come on, keep coming up. You can sit in any of the seats you like on this side, yeah. When you look at the pitch, though, it's immaculate, isn't it? What do you think it'll look like that at the end of the season? Now, do you see in the corner there where it says Manchester is my heaven? There is 6 boxes there. 6 boxes. Has anybody got an idea how much you'd pay for one of those boxes for the season? Any ideas?
How many seats in it?
16.
16 seats. £232,000 a season. I know. And for that, you get a free program. You get a 5 or 6 course meal, but you get a free program. Right. I've never been in them, so I don't know. If you look across there where it says Sir Alex 26 years, where the glasses, one of them is owned by Adidas and the other one's Snapdragon. So they're the sponsors. They're obviously sponsor Man United, so they have the boxes, but they're the most serious ones in the ground. Now, who thinks at this moment in time Manchester United is not playing too well? Want to turn, yeah? So are you worried? What are you worried about? It's not taking too long. I had to wait 27 years before we won the league. How can it be taking too long? We're indicating, we're turning the corner. If you think things are bad, you should have been stood at the side of me on the 1st of March 1980. We were 6-0 down to Ipswich Town. And Gary Bailey saved 3 penalties because one had to be retaken. That's when things are bad. Not now. So did I ask how many's coming tomorrow? Is there anyone? Yeah, just a few here. So are you all excited? No. Are you worried? No, that's what I like to hear. We do well in any match here. What you've got to bear in mind is every game played here is a big match. And to get the tickets for Manchester United is really difficult, but you have to be careful. You don't want to be buying them from elsewhere. Because if you do, we've had many a person turn up here on match day who's been very disappointed because they've not been able to get in. So you have to be careful where you buy your tickets from, you know, to get in the ground. I mean, I went to Nottingham Forest on Tuesday night, and away tickets, no matter where we go, every ticket's only 30 quid. It's only 30 quid, and they're all paper tickets, they're not digital. Well, when I went to Nottingham Forest on Tuesday, there was at least 22 lads that didn't get in because they had forged tickets or photocopied tickets. I mean, even one lad had a ticket from Forest for last year, but they didn't get in. Yeah, didn't get in. I was in, so I was all right. I was okay. Once I was in, I was okay. But I know you might think I'm biased, but the best support in this country away from home is Manchester United. I don't care what anybody says. Manchester United supporters away from home are unbelievable. They never stop singing. I mean, last year when we lost to Crystal Palace 4-0, the fans never stopped singing and the players came across to applaud us, and I'm positive that they were embarrassed. They were embarrassed. But and what do you think of the new song, Reuben? It's the old Bonnie Tyler, isn't it? Once it gets in your head, you can't get it out, can you? Can't get it out your head. Yeah, the reason why the tunnel's closed today is because they have to bring the cameras in. So what they do is they bring the cameras down here, then they'll put them in Hessian sacks and they'll hoist them up. I know it's old school, but that's what they do. This is where all the press will be tomorrow. Here. So the press will do all their reports tomorrow, and then obviously they'll send them all around the world. So that's where all the press will be tomorrow for tomorrow's game. And if anybody fancies entering a competition for Marriott's and you were lucky to win, just up there you can sit on a nice city and have a lovely meal or whatever and watch the whole game. Yeah, because Marriott's, they do some sort of competition. Me and Phil's never won it. I like these seats, but they're tight on the knees, aren't they? Tight on the knees. Yeah. Okay, cheers. Okay. So just on the first row, that side there, is Sir Matt Busby's seat. So Sir Matt Busby still has his name on his seat, and then on certain dates during the year, they'll put a reef on that particular seat. His son used to sit in it, Sandy, but that's his seat there, still got his name on. Ferguson will be here, yeah, he'll be here. Unless he's got something on the horse racing front. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, the other week he was in. I think he went to China or something to follow his horses. But the man's 83, isn't he? So he's head to have a bit of time. We'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah, I've got a picture here of me and him 30 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. Now the thing is I don't want you laughing at it. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, in them days, the ladies used to chase me. They now just walk past me. Well, this is 30 years ago. When we did the double in 1994. Yeah, and that is me.
Oh, very handsome.
Yeah, that is me. In 1994, and then 5 weeks ago, he was here. He was going to the landlady's funeral who looks after David Beckham, and he said to me, I was on the chat with him, he said, Tom, let's have an updated one.
Fantastic. Oh, brilliant.
So he had an updated one. I got talking to him and I said I can remember his first game, 8th of November 86 against Oxford United. We lost at the Manor Ground 2-0, his first ever game. So I got talking to him when he was telling me about going to this funeral, and I told him I had that picture from 30 years ago. He said, let me have a look. I showed it him and then he said to me, I didn't ask him, he said, let's have a look there, he wants something. Last one. Right, so we're going to go into the press room now, so make sure you've all got your belongings, then follow me this way.
That was hard to see. Heading to the press room.
Yeah.
Okay, so welcome to Manchester United's press room. So when we're walking around, me and Phil on tours, you see us clicking these. The reason why we click them, because it's important that we start with the same people and end with the same people. In 2016, there was 2 supporters that slept in the toilets for the game against Arsenal. The security picked them up early hours of the morning, but that's why we carry to make sure that everybody's accounted for. Okay. So welcome to Manchester United's press room. So tomorrow, after tomorrow's game, normally what happens is the away team manager will come in first. So Pepperoni will come in tomorrow and sit behind there, and where you're sat, that's where the press will be. The press will ask you questions about the game. Our own manager, Ruben, will come in, flanked by a press secretary, and it has to be about the game. No nonsense about stadiums, players' personal lives, are we buying anybody? It has to be about the game. For anybody who's as old as me, Sir Alex Ferguson had the BBC band out of here for 8 years. The camera at the back there, that will record the press conference to make sure that they're writing exactly what the managers are saying. Now, this press room is unique to Manchester United because between 1992 and 2002, we signed some of the great players during the 90s. One of the first players to sign behind this desk, for people that don't know, was a lad called Dion Dublin. He now presents Houses Under the Hammer on BBC. But he was signed for £1 million from Cambridge United. On his home debut here at Manchester United, he broke his leg and he broke his ankle. Therefore, in November 1992, we had to sign a replacement striker. That replacement striker was Eric Cantona. When Eric Cantona arrived at this club, he was like a stallion. The class of 92 looked up to him. If you were another player at the club, you looked up to him. If you were an employee at the club like I was, you looked up to him. The enthusiasm and energy he brought to this club was unbelievable. When you think he played for his club for 6 years and won the Premiership League on 5 occasions, it tells you what a great player for this club he was. Other great players signed behind this desk: Roy Keane, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Dwight York, Andy Cole, Terry Sheringham, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Jaap Stam. Great players have all signed behind this desk. But if we're going to sign a player today, about 10 miles that way, this Carrington training ground, if we were to sign a player, they would upload it to social media and send it all around the world. Because can you imagine trying to get 400 journalists in here when we re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo? It just wouldn't happen. Now, because you're sat where the press was, any questions? Jose Mourinho would love you lot. Not a single question. The shortest press conference ever in this room, Jose Mourinho, a quick demo. Any questions? And he left. And he stood here and gave it that. Respect, respect, respect for the 3 titles he won at Chelsea. Never to be seen until he brought Fenerbahce here earlier in the year. Over to my colleague.
Okay, guys, so this is the point of the tour. We get the opportunity, should you wish, to have your photograph taken at this iconic desk that Tom's just been talking about, where all those famous players sign. We'll take a photo with the club camera to show you at the back. I will take 2 photographs, and there's no obligation to have your photo done, I hasten to say. First photograph will just be yourselves. The second one, we can superimpose the manager or one of the players. Then what will happen is I will give you a ticket, and when you go to the Mega Store, you can view the photograph and decide if you want to buy it or otherwise. A number of packages starting at £15 and upwards. I think we've got a couple of people on the tour who prepaid. Charlie? Yeah, Charlie and Zaid? Zaid? No? Okay, so simplistic guys, if you're interested in having the photograph taken, so there's no obligation to do so, and I hasten to say when you look at the photo, there's no obligation to buy it. If you're interested, stay sat. You guys need to stay sat. If you're not bothered about it, just go to Tom in the next room.
This side of the stand store is high. No, the reason is, and then back in this stand is the Manchester to Liverpool railway. So we cannot go back to Liverpool. That's why this is the strongest stand.
And originally was it the same?
So you get off the train here, come straight to the train side. And then
Do they get tested?
yes, they do. If you're unlucky to get picked out, they don't know who they're going to pick out. It's random. Okay, where we are here, this is where the Manchester City supporters will be tomorrow. This is the only bar in the stadium that has a name. It's classed as the Bar 68 because in 1968 Manchester United won the European Cup. And when I said earlier on, Eusebio, for me personally, is the greatest Portuguese player, what you need to bear in mind is on that night we were drawing 1-1 with Benfica. Eusebio had the opportunity to win the game for Benfica. He shot, our goalkeeper Alex Stepney saved it, and Eusebio, being the man he is, walked over to our goalkeeper, applauded him for making the save and wanted to tap him on the head. A great sporting moment. In '68, Sir Bobby Charlton was our captain, who was part of the Munich air disaster. Matt Busby, who was read the last rites after the Munich air disaster, was our manager. And he donated the trophy to all the friends and family of those who perished in that tragic day for Manchester United. Now, I've seen some great times here, and I've seen some not so great times. But in 1999, I was lucky. I watched us beat Spurs here and lift the Premiership title. I then went to London and stayed in London and watched us beat Newcastle in the final. Then I flew out to Saloon, stayed in Saloon to watch us beat Bayern Munich. And this he's never spoke to me for 6 months. But that's another story. That's another story. But for those that don't know, 1999 against Bayern Munich, Manchester United was second best by a country mile. We scored just after the 90th minute. So that husband would have been 90 that night. Yeah. And the other thing is, his great sporting moments here was the Ronaldo that played for Brazil. He was playing for Real Madrid here, and they substituted him about 5 or 10 minutes from the end. First time ever, the whole stadium stood up and applauded him. Unbelievable. Now, the other players that are on that list tonight, the one Italian is Paolo Rossi. The one Frenchman is Zinedine Zidane. The two Germans, Gerd Müller and Franz Beckenbauer. The three Brazilians, Rivaldo, Ronaldinho and Kaká, along with Messi and Bobby Charlton. Only 9 players have ever achieved that. So when you look at the players who haven't achieved it, it's unbelievable how well they've done to achieve those 3 awards. It's unbelievable. And I was going to say is, you know who was here from 2003 to 2009. Ronaldo was the best player I've seen. He was a great player, but he should never come back.
Yeah.
Should never come back. And the United's academy here, over 4,200 games, we've had an academy player in every match day squad. Ethan Wheatley was the 250th academy player to make his debut against Sheffield United last year. This club is built on youth. I know we have to buy players, but Sir Matt Busby once said, if you're good enough, you're old enough. Follow me down the stairs and be careful on the stairs. Okay, just wait here till I see Phil in the back.
All right.
That's what it is, isn't it?
Okay, just keep coming. Okay. Let's see Phil. Okay, this way. This is all for these Man City supporters. If you notice, they've got all the signs up for them for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So this is for Man City. Man City will all be here tomorrow.
Good.
That's why we want them to try and make people have fun. Okay, we're just going to gather here.
How many years in total have you worked for Manchester United?
As a match day steward, 34.
About 4 years. Oh my days. Great job.
Okay, so this is where all good tours come to an end at the mega store. Once I open this door, you'll go through into the mega store. If you go to the counter in there and show them your little ticket, they will give you a certificate to say you've been on the Manchester United tour today. If you had your photograph taken, have a look at it in there, then you decide. Whilst I carry the tours out with Phil at Manchester United, I would never be able to speak about that tragic day in this club's history. But if you leave the mega store and you turn right, you'll go down the Munich tunnel. It will tell you everything about that tragic day in this club's history. If you go to the far end of the stadium, the Stretford end, there's a statue up there of Jimmy Murphy. Without Jimmy Murphy, this club may not have been here. The directors wanted to close the club down, and Jimmy Murphy said we owe it to the friends and family that the phoenix needs to rise from the ashes. And that's exactly what we have done. So once you've been into the mega store, please remember that your little pass gets you back into the museum all day. For anybody who's going home, I hope you have a safe journey home. Now, I'd just like to leave you with this little analogy. Certainly at my time of life. The greatest gift of all is the gift of life. So please remember, yesterday is for reference only. Today is the real thing, and tomorrow is the future. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, mate. Oh, guys, look at this. Nice. So we've come to the end of the stadium tour. We're now in the store, the mega store. You guys have a YouTube channel? No. All right. Thank you. So, now in the mega store, guys. Every age is catered for here. I hope you've enjoyed the bits that I was able to capture, and I'm very sure today you've understood the reason why I always say to you, in the UK you don't just feel him anyhow. It's always a great sacrifice for me to be out here getting you some nice videos. It really takes a lot of sacrifice, guys. Oh, look at that.
Sure.
This looks more of Kenyan, guys. The store is super busy, super busy. One of my brothers-in-law is a great fan of Manchester United. Elder Moses, hope you're watching this. The day I'll be traveling back home, be sure to get some nice merchandise, original merchandise from the Manchester United mega store right here in Old Trafford. The famous small devil.
It wasn't much supposed.
That's nice.
Un authentique, tu remercies votre sac de fond?
So anyway, yeah. Sorry, no worries. Are you okay? Yeah, this one is cancelled. 40% off of this one. After the transfer, the free. Oh no, it's not the same.
Back.
So guys, I now want to exit the stadium and meet a few. Let's have a look at that first. So thank you for joining, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the tour, guys. Hope you've seen how Old Trafford looks like. Now, because I was not live when the tour started, I'm gonna get outside and show you how the stadium looks from the outside.
Are you recording this? You know that recording is strong, my friend.
Alright.
If you record, you're gonna get in trouble, so you have to be like, quickly switch off.
Alright. Cheers, mate. So now recording the outside part of Manchester United. So I'm gonna walk to where my tour started and show you the Sir Alex Ferguson stand, because every time you visit the Manchester United Stadium, the tours will always start at the Sir Alex Ferguson stand. Just want to show you the stand and then walk back and show you the facade of the stadium. It's been amazing. Thank you to everyone who interacted with me during the live. Appreciated. So if you ever dream of coming to the stadium, please take note that filming is very limited. So always familiarize yourself before you start recording. Otherwise, you will get yourself into trouble. But for myself, because I've been here long enough, I know a lot about safeguarding because I work in an environment where safeguarding is never compromised. I understand these things. That's why I always keep telling you guys, be very cautious. If you happen to visit the UK, even as a tourist, don't just film. Be very careful. So let's have a look at the Sir Alex Ferguson stand. So when you come for your tour, that's the place where you start your tour from. The Sir Alex Ferguson stand. The security team here is very friendly, very professional. I can't complain. And the whole of this place, like tomorrow, because there is a match here tomorrow between Manchester United and their rivals Manchester City, who are also their neighbors in this city. Lots of refreshments, lots of food during match days. So tomorrow this place will be so busy as the two rivals clash. May the best team win. I want to say a special thank you to our stewards. They have been so knowledgeable, so kind to all who have been touring the stadium. It's another route. I've been to several stadiums in this country, but the knowledge with those stewards is just on another level. I happened to have a chat with one of them, and for more than 35 years, he's been here at Old Trafford doing this. So this can just tell you why they are so good at what they are doing. Really good. So keep liking my videos, guys. Keep watching. I'm still chasing my watch hours, and I really need your support to achieve this, as I can't achieve this without you guys. Keep helping out. Support a brother. So now at the facade of the stadium. I think this is one place where numerous thousands and thousands of pictures have been taken from here. Manchester United. So I'm just waiting for a guy to finish with his pictures. And I'm gonna show you the United Trinity. Yeah. So everyone wants to have a photo there. Straighting. So let me show you the United Trinity. Sorry guys. So ladies and gentlemen, I think that's why I'm ending this. Thank you so much for watching. Keep liking the video, keep watching, keep subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. From John Daniels 254, coming live to you from the Old Trafford, home to Manchester United, the theatre of dreams. It's a wrap and a goodbye. Keep watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.